Hello, welcome to the final lesson of this section. Now it's time to create the animation for this little girl, this wonderful illustration from FreePic. Now let's start by creating the pins for every single part so that you know how to use the puppet pin tool. Now let's begin with the right arm. You can even click here. You can see this little dot. If you click on this icon, then the layer that has this icon will be solo. This is called the solo icon, so you can work easily. And when you finish working with this arm, just click here and the rest of the girl will appear. So let me hit this one, and I'm going to select my puppet pin tool, and I'm going to create a pin here on this part of the shoulder, another one pin here on the elbow, and one on the hand. Remember that the idea is to place pins on the joints of the body. So the joints of the body should be the hand, the elbow, and the shoulder. Now we are set with the right arm. Now let's go for the left arm and repeat the same process. One here, one on the elbow, and one on the hand. Now you can rename these puppet pins if you want. As we're not going to do a long animation, we don't have to rename them. Now let's go for the right leg. I'm going to create one here on this bone, another one here on the knee, and the next one will be on the tip of the foot. I'm going to repeat the same for the left leg. Remember that to always select the layer that you're going to be placing pins on. One here, one on the knee, and one on the shoe. Now I want to create some pins here for this part of the hair too. So I have hair right here, this layer. I'm going to solo, and I'm going to create pins here on the tip, another one in the middle, and another one here. Repeat the same for the left part. And now we're set with the pins. Now let's start animating this. What I want to create is some sort of animation where this girl is doing like a sit-up. So the body will go down to this point, will go down a little, the legs will stretch a little, and the arms will move as well as the hair. So first thing I have to do is to move the body. So I'm going to press P to open the position property, and I'm going to create a keyframe here on the beginning of the timeline. Now half a second later I will create another keyframe, and I'm going to move the body just a little bit like this. Now you can see that the head has detached of the body. So to avoid this, I'm going to the beginning, I'm going to grab my head layer, and with the whip I'm going to attach this to the body so that the head becomes a child of the body. Now when the body moves, the head will move as well. And of course I have to attach the hair to the body too, to the head. in this case. So I'm going to take the whip and attach this to the head. Now if I move the head, the hair will move with it, and if I move the body, the head and the hair will move as well. Now everything should be attached to the body, because it doesn't make any sense that the body moves and the other parts don't move. So everything will be attached, everything but the legs, because the legs will stretch down. So I'm going to attach the arms. You can select them both and just grab one of these whips and attach it to the body, and you can see that they both are a child of the body now. Now if I move this, I am able to move like that. Okay, so I have the first part of the animation, which is this part. Now let me open the position here. I'm going to create half a second later another keyframe. I'm going to copy this keyframe so that she does like this. Alright, now on this point I want to animate. First I'm going to animate the legs. The legs should be stretching down, so I'm going to take first the right leg. I'm going to open my puppet properties, open all of them, so this is the foot and this is the knee. I'm going to move the first one, the bone one, and I'm going to place this pin. Now here I'm going to move it to this point so that it moves along with the body. The knee is really important because you got to bend the knee like this. You can see that we are creating keyframes as we move, and on this point I'm going to create another pin here on this section, and I'm going to move it to this part. Now we can move a little the knee so that it bends differently, and just arrange anything so that it looks good. So the movement should be like this. Now I'm going to repeat the same process on the left leg. Let me open my puppet pins. So first, going to move this one. I'm going to create a new one here and move it to this point, and I'm going to fix everything so that it looks good. So right now she's moving like this. Now I'm going to move on the body to this keyframe, and on this exact point I'm going to copy all these keyframes, the first keyframes, and place them here. So she would go like this. Repeat the same on the right leg, copy them and paste it here. So we have our first movement like this. Now I want all this to repeat a couple times, so I'm going to take all these keyframes starting from the second one and this copy of the first one. I'm going to copy them and paste them half a second later, so it goes like this, and another one here, and I'm going to repeat the same for the left leg. Grab these keyframes and make sure you are aligned with these ones. Okay, so the legs should be like that. Now the body, we can close the layers of the legs, and the body should repeat the same process as well. So here, and here. So far we have created the legs movement. They look nice. Alright, now for the arms, I'm going to make it easier. When we get down here, I'm just going to move one of the puppet pins, which will be the one on the hand. So she goes like this. Now you just have to repeat and it will be like this. So the movement will go like this. Now let's do the same for the left arm. Right when the body bends, which is this point, change the position like this, and then just copy this, the first two keyframes, and paste them where the body bends. Let's see how this looks. Alright, now finally I'm going to move the hair. The hair should be really easy too. Let me start with the right hair. When we get to this point, I want to change this up. Alright, this is fine. Now I'm going to copy these two keyframes, and when the body goes back to normal, I'm going to paste them here again, and one more time. Now the left hair goes like this, and we're going to copy. You can see how we get used to it. When you get used to the puppet pin, it becomes much more easier. So now when we hit play, let me close all of this, we have this. Let me select this so that we don't see any puppet pins, and we have this. So it's a cute animation, very simple, and you can see how it is to animate something with the puppet pin tools. The interesting part is that this shouldn't bend. This is bending because of the puppet pin tool, and this looks really nice. So it's wonderful that we can create some character animation with only some pins on the joints. And now it's time to get to a whole new exercise of this course. So see you on the next lesson.